Hey guys, I'm Paul from Contact Renovation to Custom Homes and the host of The Art of Renovation. Today we're here checking out a great space at this year's Vignettes brick and mortar event. And here we're checking out Last Vintage, which is Rosalyn's space here. She's the owner of Wicket and one of the lead designers here for Last Vintage. So Rosalyn, tell us a bit about the space, what inspired you, the concept.
Well, if you haven't already kind of guessed, it's a little bit over the top. So we're definitely inspired by like 80s and 90s design. When pulling together our images, I guess it really just ended up being a lot of pictures of over-the-top malls, the 1980s, Las Vegas, sequins, shoulder pads, all that stuff, all the good stuff.
Yeah, that's the good stuff for sure.
Yeah.
It certainly has worked out that way. I mean, this place has a great feel, definitely a bit of a time capsule, so to speak, and there's some great design ideas in here that have really helped to make the space feel as intended, but also that I think can be incorporated into your design at home if you want a feel like this. And there's some easy ways to do it. And I guess we could talk a bit about, let's start with the floor, for example.
Sure.
The mural's obvious, we'll get to that too, but here we have a very inexpensive way to really make your floor as part of like the focal point in some way. We have a painted concrete floor. And I guess, is there a theme behind the design here? Or?
Well, it definitely went along with the murals and definitely a lot of the, again, over the top, right? So we're in this space, we wanted it to feel over the top, but this, exactly as you said, is an idea that can get turned into someone's, basement floor in their space. Yeah. A loft space is great with a painted floor.
Absolutely.
You can do pattern in part of it. You can make it feel like tile. You can make it feel like a lot of different things. So paint is a really, an amazing thing that can go so much farther than your walls.
And you need to be creative, of course. This is a really cool design, and also we have the mural. And one thing I like about the mural as well is that if you look up there, you'll see that there's some ducting that runs through, and sometimes these things can be a real eyesore for you in your home or your space. Here they've actually incorporated into the mural, which is a great way to blend that in and make it part of the showpiece. So I really like that touch.
Yeah, well, it's about, taking what you have. So obviously we were limited to time and budget. So it's how do you make what you've got and make it work for you?
Absolutely.
So whether that's painting out your ducting or, there's a term we always use in this, like smoke and mirrors, but those things can apply in your home as well with just doing simple things that make you highlight what you want to look at and just sort of recede what you don't. It doesn't have to be a full renovation and ripping it out.
Right, absolutely. So I think it's a matter of looking at your space, coming up with the feel that you want, and finding ways that you can incorporate that into the design without having to break your budget necessarily, and be creative and manage to reuse either what's existing or find some way to like give new life to an older product, fixture, whatever that might be.
Yeah, we're big fans of Architectural Clearinghouse, and most of our fixturing in here came from them, and we retrofitted it and changed it. So like our cash desk here was just a big old ugly piece of furniture. It's got a nice fresh coat of paint, some tile that we got from there on there, and we've created this whole new fabulous piece from it. So the sustainability factor is really important to us. Obviously, being a vintage store, we're all about circular fashion, and so thinking about that in our design as well. Will this get reused again in future if we're going to create something from new, or can we take something that already exists and make it fresh again?
Absolutely. So I think it's all about kind of upcycling and looking at what you have in your home now, or something you found that's really cool that you like the style of, and how can you get that, keep it out of a landfill, get it back into your home, into your project to make it stand out as something really unique and super cool. I mean, the feel here is great. You guys did a great job with it. So thanks so much for sharing.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us.
Yeah, tune in again. We'll have more episodes about this year's Vignettes brick and mortar event and past years as well. Thanks again. I'm Paul from Contact Renovation to Custom Homes. This is The Art of Renovation Live.